Hello and welcome back to the Gazelle Risk Solutions podcast and another of our get to know you kind of podcasts. I'm David Easson, hello, and I've got Paul Taylor alongside me. Paul,
hello.
Welcome along to the podcast.
Thank you.
And so welcome to Gazelle, I suppose. I mean, how long have you been with Gazelle Risk Solutions?
Well, it's not well at the beginning of the journey when Gary decided to create Gazelle. I worked with Gary for many years before that, so he called me one evening and asked me if I wanted to come on board.
So one of those guys that you don't say no to.
Well, a few Guinnesses later, we agreed. So yeah, here I am.
So you mentioned that it's been a long journey to get here. I don't want to exactly say how many years. You can go into it goes into decades, doesn't it?
Unfortunately, yeah. I was thinking on the way in. 33 years. Yeah, 33 years.
Man and boy.
Absolutely, boy. Yeah, definitely boy. 17 I was when I started. My mum, I was at university, but not clearly wasn't going to last very long at uni. So my mum made me get a job. She was the PA for one of the local law firms. So they made a quick call to the local insurance company, and there was a vacancy. So that was it. I was in, off and running.
What was that first day in the exciting world?
That first day, well, unfortunately, I did. Back in the day, you replaced people only as they left. So unfortunately, I'd replaced someone who unfortunately died, and so my first day was at my new desk, and flowers being laid at the desk by the wife. So it was a bit of a weird start to business life, but there you go. Started and never looked back. There was a company called Provincial Insurance in Bolton. So yeah, I'm from the wrong side of the Pennines, but or the right side.
Some of us have to be, you know. It's we find ourselves over. And look at the situation that we're in now. I mean, the incredible work that Gazelle do anyway, but also the community work that we're getting to know a lot more about. Yeah. And here we are in Skipton in the community hub. I mean, how much of that kind of side of the business attracted you to come and work?
Yeah, great. I mean, I think I've worked for a lot of corporate organisations, and insurance has been great to me in terms of learning from that age right through. Worked around all over the country and for different people, and I think right now I've spent a lot of time working for big organisations doing great work, mainly in the claims area where people really need help. Working with Gary for a long time at AXA, which was again a big insurance company, look after their customers. But we just when Gary told me about the vision, I just thought actually we chance to really do this our way, put our stamp on it, make it real, make it about people, and look after customers in, dare I say, more of a traditional sense in local communities when they need help. So that was the exciting bit. Obviously, keeping Gary in check as well is part of my job.
Well, it is. As I'm getting to learn by working with you guys, is that it is a people business, isn't it? I think a lot of us might look at it as individuals trying to get insurance, and it's a click of a form to so many people. Yeah. But actually, when it gets down to the brass tacks of it all, this is a true people business.
Yeah, it is. And I think, look, it's a dry subject, isn't it? Dinner party subject around insurance. Not many people are going to want to hang around, but I think, everybody needs it, and businesses particularly, need more and more protection these days from things that are not just about the buildings. It's cyber and all sorts of other things. So I think, talking to somebody you can build a relationship with and trust, that knows what they're talking about, I think is key to why we'll be different, I think.
So as you look back over those decades of work in the,
Thanks for reminding
me. What are the main kind of, if you're kind of passing it on to someone coming new into the business now, what are those key tenets of what you need really to do your job well? Yeah,
I think that, we talked about people, but I think actually spending time with people to make sure that, people are properly trained and they've got the knowledge and they get the experience to test things and try things. I think that's how to develop. We're a profession, so I think making sure that we know what we're talking about. Therefore, we've got to be educated and follow the Chartered Insurance Institute path in terms of exams and making sure that there's lawyers are qualified. Insurance brokers can be and should be, I think, qualified to do what it says on the tin and give advice. So I think from that perspective, it's about the people and about making sure that we've got, we can grow the next generation and we can spend time training people to do the job properly. It's so varied. I think it's perhaps misunderstood a lot of the time in terms of what is insurance and what do you do. I think the other side of the coin is service, and again, some people talk a lot about service and customer service. One of my passions is making sure that we really do, we go the extra mile, and we make sure that we're not just, if it's a claim that comes in, we're not just handling that claim, we're making sure that the business is getting the support it needs, and we're intervening, playing the role of the broker, and we're intervening to help the client get what they've paid for.
What are those misconceptions people look at the industry? I mean, I've mentioned it might just be a bit kind of one-dimensional. You look at it as a bit of a form-filling exercise, but actually, do we completely misunderstand what insurance is about?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. But I mean, like I say, if you think about, we all need to go to the bank because we need to transact, and we need our money. We need to know where our money is. I think insurance is, particularly for businesses, everybody needs it, and I think the misconceptions probably come maybe from the media headlines when things don't get paid, or when things go wrong, or when cover's not in place, and that's what people tend to think. I think that there's a reason not to pay. But actually, we're here to make sure that if you pay for the right cover, you're protecting yourself, your business, and there's a reason to pay, and there's a reason to make sure that you get the support when you need it. People often don't think it's going to happen to them, but believe me, it does. Things happen, and that's why the insurance is there to help.
Well, there must be some examples you can pick out where you've sold the right product to the right person, particularly at the right time, when it's really been at that dire hour of need.
Yeah, I mean, there are loads of examples, and unfortunately, there are some where perhaps the cover was declined because of the client decided they didn't want it or need it, and particularly I think about, it was a few years ago now, but I think about the Christmas Day floods. I was looking at running a loss adjusting operation at the time, where we go out and we assess the damage, and lots of thousands of properties damaged, and down the same street, some people who had paid for the insurance and got the cover and were getting the support from the insurers and their brokers, and some people who hadn't, and in that scenario where I talk about service, we were helping those who hadn't as well, because there's a crisis and you need help. But the bottom line is, some of those people were properly covered and got paid, and others got helped because we were trying to help them. So lots of examples. I think that a relevant live example very recently is cyber. We talk about cyber, but we talk about the threats of your systems and your IT systems being hacked, and the threats to that. There are proper insurance covers in place now to help with that. So again, I had a recent example where covers weren't taken, and we still chose to help. But if you're protected properly, you'll get the help and support when you need it, and your business can carry on.
And you as a business have to be really flexible and future-proof, really. If anyone can be future-proof, I suppose that word is all about, what your business is all about.
Yeah, you're going to be thinking always about the next product. Well, what's the next thing that we might need insuring, or people might need help with? So that's something we spend a lot of time thinking about, and and also making sure we spend time helping clients, even if they've not necessarily chosen to pay for it, because I think next time round, we'll be remembered for being there as helping them.
Yes, cyber's a really important part for the future, isn't it? With one business we were talking to just a couple of weeks back, suggesting that in 25 years ago, there'd have been 1 or 2 attempts every year, and over the last weekend, they'd had 200,000 attempts over the weekend.
Yeah, and in the industry as a whole, and particularly the large insurers who we've got big connections with, they've got programs in place now. They've actually got teams of cyber experts that are testing all of the time their clients to make sure their systems are secure, and helping them preempt any problems. So it's not just about when the claim occurs; it's about making sure we're there all the way through to help them make sure their business is safe.
So does this keep you interested in the business? It still kind of get you out of bed every morning?
Yeah, I mean, look, we've got we as I say, we're growing. So as we grow, we'll have more and more clients to look after, and we'll need to make sure we've got strong processes and more people, and my role in the business will be about making sure that the operations work really well, we give a great service, and we can handle the claims properly. So as it grows, I'm sure, I don't know whether I was planning to be as busy at this point in my career, I don't know, but it's exciting because we've got a good team, it's a good vibe, and we're getting out of bed in the morning and feeling good about what you do.
It does feel like a team. I don't know if they're all wearing the badge at all.
I was going to say, I forgot my T-shirt today, so it's boiling, isn't it? It's very hot in Skipton today, or for the time of year, so particularly here. So we've got the badge, but I'm getting a bit warm.
Well, at some point, I keep mentioning I will get the fleece at some point, some kind of hoodie. So moving forward, I suppose, and seeing where we are here in Skipton, I mentioned that, and the community, just development, that you put yourself at the heart of a community, and it's not just here; it's wherever Gazelle is working. It's that community spirit, as you say. When things are going wrong for people, you can chip in as much as you can to try and help out.
Yeah. And I think, I think one of the things that we wanted to do differently at Gazelle is to make sure that when we talk about community, we mean it. So we do a lot of work here. This is a good example. We're helping the sports community hub here, not, even volunteering, helping. So we're getting involved because we want to be part of that community. Yes, it'll help our business because we'll be able to meet new people and new businesses and help them. But also, it's we're not just then pretending that we're a broker who's there to help. We're actually understanding our customer base and building up trust, which I think is a thing, as I say, in insurance, that people don't necessarily put the two words together. But we want our clients to trust us.
And you've already seen the reaction in the industry as a whole as to exactly what Gazelle are doing here. You're getting noticed, aren't you?
We are getting. I mean, the brand's really, all Gary's thinking, but I think the brand means more than just a good look and feel, and I think we're getting that message across that we're fun. We're real people. We are a social business as well, and we want to talk to our customers and clients, and we don't want to be sat behind the desk all the time. So I think people are definitely hearing about us, and hopefully the customer testimonials were the main thing we want out there, that people rave about what we do and they can tell others about it.
Well, Paul, thank you for telling us all about yourself, from that first being sent out to go and get a job by your mum. Still being told to get out to work, but it's by Gary this time, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm my wife. Yeah.
Well, exactly. Thank you for talking to us, and we'll move on next time. We'll get more from Gazelle Risk Solutions and more of the team.
Thank you.
Thank you.